Nasai minasan, today we are gonna talk about Ohsama Sentai King Ohger episode 17. What an insane episode this is. We actually get to see Raklius going all berserk. He is losing his mind, man. Like he doesn't care about covering himself anymore. And I don't know why. Like there's no one that actually thinks to kind of like record kind of like a perspective of what Raklius face is right now, because so far like all the camera of Sugar Dam is being controlled by Raklius. So obviously they are only gonna show like Yanma, they are only gonna show the villain. They are not the villain. What I'm trying to they're only gonna show the Bugnarak, and then they also show Gira at the end. But if only they kind of like, they like they are Nengko Sopa, they can hack technology and all that stuff. What if they just hack the drone and they just kind of just tilt it a little bit towards Raklius' face at that moment, like he's like ha 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 ha, that laughter, that evil laughter face after he thought that he has finished off Yanma. That is gonna be amazing, okay? But then again, at the same time, if you actually take a closer look at Raklius' face, you can actually see that after he saw Daigok actually put down Yanma, like he thought Yanma is dead, his face is a combination of happiness and shock. And also terror, okay? Like he is shocked that Yanma actually died because he actually in his command and all those stuff, he actually managed to take down a king. So his face is shocked, unbelief, but then it immediately switched into happiness, something like that. So you would actually say that Raklius is still not that sure whether or not he wants to actually kill Yanma or not, and maybe that is also the reason why like he keep on like kind of like debating on Yanma, like kind of asking Yanma to like, hey, join me, bend the knee, something like that. So Raklius is evil, but he is not full on evil, is what I'm trying to say here, okay? Like he's not just cold-hearted guy, something like that. He still is a person. He still actually tries to, try his best. I would say try his best to reduce life that is being lost, something like that, okay? So that is really interesting. But with that being said, a few things that I realized in this episode. The first thing is Raklius, like he actually have the same marking as Gira on this side of the head itself. Like I actually didn't realize this until this episode. Like we actually get to see like that there's like 2 dash of red here, so that actually show us that Raklius and Gira is related, okay? Like they have the marking. I'm not sure whether or not that is kind of like the marking of the king or something like that, but both Raklius and Gira have the same marking on their head itself, okay? So that is really interesting. So there is one little detail that I realized in this episode. And the second little detail that I realized in this episode is Jeramie, okay? Like Jeramie actually realized that, hey, I have been manipulated, I have been played by other people. Like he was so desperate for the peace between human and Bugnarak. He actually allowed himself to be used by Raklius to set up a meeting with the Bugnarak itself, and that actually causes the peace between humanity and Bugnarak to go further apart beyond, okay? And another, like the reason why this story is really important, and the reason why Daigok appearance is really important, is because by introducing Daigok and by allowing Jeramie to explain the backstory of Daigok, we actually learn that the Bugnarak is not as unified as we thought they are, okay? Like back in the day, the reason why it took them 2,000 years to attack humanity again is because they used 2,000 years to unify the Bugnarak itself. And right now that they are unified, they can actually focus on outside forces. They can start to attack humanity and all those stuff. So all these Bugnarak, and what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say here is like all the Bugnarak that is in the Bugnarak kingdom right now, if they really want to change it, they need a coup d'etat. They need to have another faction of the Bugnarak to help the human race right now. And the Bugnarak that can actually be the leading power to actually do that is the Bugnarak that is currently helping Jeramie himself. Like that, I forgot what is that Bugnarak name already, but that guy, like that timid guy, can actually be a faction, okay? Like he can actually lead a rebellion in the Bugnarak and gather a few Bugnarak that doesn't want to die, that doesn't want to sacrifice their own life for just to take over humanity. They want to coexist with humanity. So maybe that guy is gonna gather up a faction, and under the leadership of Jeramie, like they can actually overthrow Desenarak, something like that. I think that is definitely how they can try to go with the story right here, right now. Because if you really think about it, they cannot defeat the Bugnarak all by themselves. We can actually see that happening. Like what happened in this episode, why is it so stressful for Yanma to protect the country, is because there is too many Bugnarak, okay? Like if they actually launch an all-out attack, like Gokhan is gonna get attacked, Ishabaran is gonna get invaded, and right now Nagosopa is gonna get invaded. Like just by these three countries itself, like they can't protect it by themselves, okay? So they really need some help from the Bugnarak to kind of reduce the amount of Bugnarak that is actually attacking humanity, so that the hero, the ranger, is able to focus more on what is actually important, something like that. So that is how the story, I think, I would like to see moving forward, to see that there is actually a rebellion in the Bugnarak faction. Hopefully it is gonna be led by that Bugnarak that is following Jeramie around. It is gonna be really amazing. The Bugnarak that has been rejected by the king back in, like at the end of the day, like they are gonna become the next king and the next king of Bugnarak, something like that. So that is gonna be really amazing, okay? But with that being said, a few other things that I want to talk about is Yanma, okay? Yanma, oh my god, like this boy is amazing. I really want to see him act in other show after Ohsama Sentai, because honestly speaking, there's a lot of actors and actresses who is actually involved in Tokusatsu show, and after they walk in Tokusatsu show, they just go missing, okay? Like they are no longer in the, they don't no longer act in drama, they no longer act in any movie. Maybe they are only gonna do some modeling work. So I really hope that this Yanma actor is gonna be like his career for acting is gonna propel after this series, okay? Because the acting that he gave in this episode is on point, man. Like the way he was angry, like he's serious and he got defeated, like he is so good, okay? I really love his acting. That is really amazing. But Yanma in this episode, his character actually is also really smart, okay? Like he knows that he's not gonna run away. So what he did is like he asked Himeno, like, hey, I want you to take my refugee into your country. Please allow them to stay in your country, something like that. So that is really amazing. Like he is not only trying to protect his country, but he is also trying to protect the people, and at the same time protecting his own pride as well by not running away at the final moment. So that is something I really respect about Yanma. But other than that, like wow, like the relationship between the Red Ranger and the Blue Ranger in this series is on point, man. Like the final moment where Yanma punched Gira and Gira just kind of like changed it into a kind of like a hand grabbing, something like that. That is so cool that we actually get to see Gira being serious again. That is really amazing as well. The world finally knows that Gira is still alive. That is good. Like I'm happy for, I think her name is Kogane. Like she finally know Gira is still alive. Like all of them, all the orphanage kids are happy about that, but the rest of the king, they are not happy about that at all, okay? So that is really interesting. But next episode is gonna be even more insane, because next episode we are actually gonna see the King Ohger versus King Ohger, man. Like oh my god, we're gonna see legend King Ohger versus King Ohger Zero, and we are not sure who is gonna use that golden crown, because we actually get a little bit of teaser that one of the ranger is gonna have the golden crown power up, something like that. So that golden crown, where is it? Like where can they actually find it? We do not know. Maybe Rakles actually have it, but he never actually use it, and right now Gira managed to snatch his hand onto that golden crown and use it to defeat the great general Daigok, something like that. Okay, but honestly speaking, if they actually defeat Daigok in the next episode, it is gonna be really sad, because like after how hype they actually built him out to be, like, wow, this guy is gonna be really OP, he's really strong and all those stuff, and if he just got defeated like that in the next episode just because of a power up, it is really sad. Okay, and speaking of Daigok being resurrected, I think I have a big question mark that I want to ask everyone. That maybe you guys can contribute in the comment section below, like why and how this is possible. Like the tech to resurrect Daigok, how the hell does Rakles actually have a tech that can resurrect someone? Like what? Like how? Where does that tech actually came from? Okay, like how the hell did he get his hand on that tech? Who is responsible for creating that tech at all? Like who? This is all questions that I really want a little bit of answer to, but I don't think they are gonna explain it at all. Okay, so that is really interesting. So speaking of next episode, okay, like this episode we don't actually get to see Dibowski doing anything at all. He's just back in Tofu chilling there. He's not helping with the rangers at all. Like he still have his own priority. He wants to protect Tofu, which is understandable and all those stuff. But in the next episode preview, we actually get to see him going to meet with the sister, and the sister is actually, I think if not mistaken, sitting on a kind of like a sugar dam throne, something like that. So we might actually get to see that maybe after Rakles was being defeated or being dethroned, Suzume, the sister of Dibowski, is gonna be the next ruler for Sugar Dam, something like that. So maybe that is like kind of like the secret plan of Dibowski to rule over Sugar Dam. I mean, like it is definitely gonna be really interesting if we actually get to see that. Okay, but it is really glad to see Rakles Henshin once again. It has been a long ass time since we see all Kuwagata Ohger and Kuwagata Zero. That is really fun to actually see them moving around again. Okay, but with that being said, that is all from me from episode 17 of Ohsama Sentai King Ohger. Hope you love what you see here, and before you leave, and if you made this far into the video, I just have one word that I want you to comment in the comment section below, and that is Santa. Santa. Why Santa? Is because I was looking at my table and I actually saw this. This is a film that I bought. It's called Santa Color 100. I haven't actually like tried this film before, but for those who knows that, I would say I have to give thanks to Kamen Rider Decade. Okay, because of like Kamen Rider Decade, I actually got into film, and I actually started to play with film camera and all those stuff, which I actually turns out I really love. But at the same time, film hobby is quite expensive. Like the camera itself is quite cheap, but the film one, okay, like just to take more photo, you need to pay more money. It's kind of like a subscription thing. Like you need to, oh, you want to watch more movies, subscribe, pay more. So it's like it's similar to film, man. Like if you want to take more photo, you need to pay more, something like that. So I don't know what else to say, but that is all from me. Hope you enjoy. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.